Thank you for checking out crypto.chartguys.com, the source for technical analysis in the cryptocurrency world. We are proud to announce our own crypto alert system designed to give you the most critical technical trading information possible no matter where you are. Keep your eyes on the market with mobile or email alerts for MACD crosses, RSI levels, and even inside bar alerts for dozens of coins across multiple exchanges. New features and proprietary ChartGuys indicators are already in development. Our alert system is very easy to customize and utilize, so don't hesitate to sign up for the most effective crypto trading tool on the market at crypto.chartguys.com. Hey everyone, checking in here on Bitcoin Ethereum Litecoin and Bitcoin Cash. Stay tuned at the end of the video. I attached a special GOAT indicator. Some of you have probably seen it, but for those of you who have not, little extra indicator at the end of the video. Also gave away that course yesterday. Thanks everybody for commenting. Certainly a lot of interesting folks out there, and was fortunate enough to read all those comments and get some nice messages from everybody. And we have the last day of the Black Friday sale this Monday, so tomorrow's the last day. And looking forward to it all. This weekend has been incredible for gains. Tons of trading opportunity, tons of inside and out moves on everything. Selling one thing, jumping to the other. So Bitcoin still extremely strong, and we just hit a high today up at 95.96, inching closer and closer to 10,000 key psychological resistance. The bulls are still in full control of this pattern. We did consolidate this afternoon after a huge run, but you look at this 4-hour chart, we have not consolidated on this chart yet. So keep that in mind. This 4-hour chart is just a straight shot up, and while we do have a big upper wick of profit taking and an inside bar forming, we don't have any healthy consolidation just yet. So we are going to keep an eye out for that, and when we do see that, we're going to be looking for a move back towards 9,000 psychological support. Aside from that, daily support is 89.10. That brief, or I should say this 4-hour support is 89.10. That brief consolidation on the way up. So we look at the hourly time frame and see the consolidation that started. It was a very significant pullback, but the bulls bought that dip. There was a really nice bounce opportunity, and that was down at 91.52. If you've been watching these videos for 5-6 months that we've been putting them out, you are well aware that when we were in an extremely bullish market, oversold bounces on the 5 and 15-minute time frame were like gold for buying opportunities. We've been seeing that in all of these names in their very strong uptrend over the past week or two. 5 and 15-minute oversold bounces have resulted in continuation and very nice entry opportunities. So we saw that, and I was actually watching, and I missed this bounce because Bitcoin 5-minute RSI didn't quite get to 30. It bounced in the low 30s, but really nice follow through and still holding up just fine. And we look at the 15-minute time frame for some more details. We see our high, low of the dump, which was 91.52, high of the bounce, which was 94.72. So a $320 bounce in just 15-20 minutes. Very significant gains to be had on just flipping. We did form a higher low of 93.26, and again, this is the kind of situation I've been saying in the past couple videos where you can set your stop loss to break even and try and capture that continuation, or you can just treat it as a quick oversold bounce and lock in your gains. So we do have that higher low now at 93.26, and the bulls are trying to see that break of 94.72 to be looking back at that all-time high, as that's the only other resistance that we're looking at. And the 15-minute bull MACD cross is heading in, and we are looking at a really strong Bitcoin pattern still holding up for these bulls at this point. So I've been trading Bitcoin all morning, entering and exiting, just being protective and locking in those gains day after day. Really just this whole weekend has probably been the best weekend of trading for me personally out of the big three. So we had a big bull move and actually exited my last sell at 95.74 just to be protective, and we did pull back significantly. And unfortunately, like I said, I did miss that bounce. The 5-minute RSI didn't quite get to 30. We bounced off of about 34. So that's where we stand on Bitcoin. It is all bulls right now still. If you're in a position, you can be using the 15-minute higher lows, and if you want to get more wiggle room, this 91.52 level is going to be key going forward. That's because that's our higher low. The bears took over. The bulls said, okay, we're done right here, and the bulls took back over. So that's our new key support level to be watching overnight. Ethereum is making a bull break right now. Let's start on the daily. So we had consolidation, and these arrows are going to make sense when I zoom in, but we're forming a potential little bull flag on the daily time frame. We had the breakout, indecision, bearish reversal, spinning top candlestick, and then healthy consolidation. Right now we're forming a hammer and closing up near the high of the day. Not very visible with those arrows, but on the 4-hour time frame, we can see we had our high, low of the pullback, lower high, lower low. So that's where we get our bull flag like pattern when we are sitting those lower lows. But look at the lower wicks of bulls buying the dip here. And then we had our higher low. So here on these lines here, we had the low of the pullback, which was down here at 451.81. The high of the bounce, which only got to 469. A higher low formed at 453.87. So a higher low by almost $2, and now a higher high. This is the shift in momentum of consolidation, lower highs and lower lows, to a higher low and a higher high. As soon as we broke 469, that was a clear signal, and we are now looking up at the next resistance, 478.77, and then the all-time high, 488, is certainly still in striking distance. This is a very healthy consolidation pattern on the 4-hour time frame, and it suggests continuation. It's going to require a Bitcoin dump that correlates with Ethereum and Litecoin, because the Litecoin is in a very similar setup. It's going to require a FUD dump or a dump in Bitcoin that will affect the correlation here, because these bull breaks that we are seeing right now are definitely favoring the bulls for all-time highs on Ethereum, and they're favoring Litecoin for a move to all-time highs. So the hourly time frame broke the equilibrium with increasing bull volume, bull MACD cross. The 4-hour MACD is setting up for the potential. This doesn't mean we're going to break right out overnight and this party is going to continue as it has been for days and days. We could, see just incremental higher lows and higher highs for the next 2 days even. I doubt that's going to happen, but my point is we could stay in this for another 24 hours while we wait for the bull MACD cross to slowly close in and get that cross and new all-time highs. The red flag at this point would be a loss of this low we just hit. If 453.87 breaks, that negates this pattern, and that's a big red flag short term. If that holds, we're looking for a higher low on the hourly on any consolidation for the bulls to remain in control. So Ethereum's looking good heading into next week. Litecoin's doing the same thing. So there's Litecoin on the weekly, still all bulls. Daily time frame, brief consolidation, inside bar on the daily is forming. And actually, I want to go back to Ethereum real quick to point out those arrows. So what I was pointing out here on this chart is the clear lower high, lower low pattern on the 5-minute time frame, and this is where the bull signal came in. The 5-minute time frame went from lower highs and lower lows, and again, the lower highs are every time the bulls try and bounce, and the bears say, nope, that's as high as you're getting, we're heading back down to lower lows. So we saw that, then we formed our first higher low right here because we stopped forming lower lows, and after that, once we got this bull break of this recent high of 463, that's the short-term bull signal. Look when the volume showed up, heading into that resistance, and then breaking through it with really nice follow-through. Healthy 5-minute consolidation right now is looking for continuation. So the break on the 5-minute short-term time frame, lower highs and lower lows, higher low, higher high. And that was even a later cautious signal if using these 5-minute time frames, because you waited for the clear break of the higher high rather than trying to get in the upper 450s. So that's just a testament of how strong these bulls are, with a very healthy short-term consolidation and looking for more. And Litecoin's a bit of a laggard, so Litecoin is consolidating on the daily time frame. Look how similar that pattern is on the 4-hour. Lower high, we now have our higher low. We have not broken to the higher high yet on Litecoin. 88.18 is that level. So we have to break 88.18 for a clear bull break on this 4-hour and hourly chart. You can see the hourly, lower highs and lower lows. Higher low established here at 84.64, and now trying to get to a higher high. Don't have that just yet. So watching for an hourly bull MACD cross, a 4-hour bull MACD cross. I've started entering my position on Litecoin here. I missed the Ethereum move. I was away from my computer, and by the time I got back, we were up in the 470s. So I saw that Litecoin was a very similar setup. Look at this 5-minute time frame. Lower highs and lower lows, higher low and higher high. Hadn't gotten as much follow-through at that point yet, but it was a very similar break of that 5-minute time frame pattern. And the hourly chart looks very similar. We're just looking for higher lows and higher highs to continue keeping the bulls in control. Anything above 85.13 would be ideal, but I'd say key support levels 84.64 and 84.11. These two little lows that we have here on Litecoin. So Litecoin and Ethereum are both very similar setups. The advantage Ethereum has is it's coming off of its all-time highs. If we see Litecoin head up and break this $90 resistance and get a new higher high, we are looking at the all-time high up just under 100. So that will be the target as soon as this level breaks. That's where the focus of the bulls is going to be. It's just the fact that Ethereum is a little bit ahead of the game, a little bit stronger, and likely to see all-time highs first. So if we get all-time highs on Ethereum, I am confident that Litecoin is going to be breaking $90, but it's just a guessing game in terms of, who's going to see the greater percentage gain in a short amount of time. So the way to play that would be to potentially split up positions half and half. I've certainly done that before. That's something that you can do. Or look to get in Litecoin, or excuse me, look to get in Ethereum, which has a slight advantage in my opinion over Litecoin right now, but I am focused on Litecoin. In the end, I'll probably get a little bit of both just because these setups are so similar, and the last thing we want to do is pick the wrong horse when they're both looking so close to being the same, but that's not going to always keep up overnight. So I'm looking at those two overnight, but again, if you're in Bitcoin, you have nothing to panic about it right at this point, and you're holding gains as well. So hard to pick a loser out of the big three with what we've been seeing on the daily chart. BCH had a bull trade here. Let's just zoom in on the shorter term time frames. Daily chart bull flag formed a higher low, 1510. A break of 1777 confirms it and gets continuation. That's beautiful consolidation on declining bear volume at this point on the daily. The 4-hour time frame was an equilibrium pattern. We had our little lower, it's actually not an equilibrium pattern because we did get a lower low here. But look at the high, low, lower high, lower high, higher low, bull break. So we had a multiple inside bar on the 4-hour time frame get a break, and then we had a bull break here at 1626 essentially, breaking that lower high pattern. Let's see if it's visually better on the hourly, and look how tight we got. So low, high of the bounce, higher low, lower high, straight across trading. Bull volume shows you all you need to know with a clear break, and you could have used the signal here at 1609. A later signal was 1636. We made it all the way up to 1731, and we're now consolidating. The 15-minute time frame is forming an equilibrium pattern. High, low of the pullback, lower high. We're looking for a higher low. Most recent support 1670. Resistance is 1717 and 1731. This is one that's more of a trader at this point, but the setup is there. On the daily time frame for continuation, the 4-hour bull MACD cross is closing in. This looks very, very similar to Ethereum and Litecoin, and I'm just noticing that right now as I'm improving here in this video, all videos. But this is a very interesting comparative pattern where the 4-hour time frame gave us that little lower high, lower low, higher low, and bull break. Ethereum had the exact same thing, higher low and bull break, and Litecoin has the higher low, but lacking the bull break. The consolidation has not been long enough to form as many little higher lows and lower highs that the other two have. But Ethereum and BCH, and it looks like BCH has a bit of a heads up, a head start, I should say, on that pattern breaking. Broke bullish 2 candlesticks ago, and Ethereum's just breaking bullish this candlestick. Interesting pattern. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that correlation going forward. 5-minute time frame, Ethereum looking for that higher high now to confirm this little bull flag. 472.76. Ethereum looks good. Litecoin lagging a bit, but it's right there as well. Looks like a little brother at this point to Ethereum. So that's what we got as we head into tonight and into tomorrow. Stay tuned for the GOAT indicator. Hey everybody, this is Charting Man Dan, and I'd like to share with you today an indicator that I've been developing for the past couple of years. I feel like it's one of a kind here, really in the world. So I'm very happy to have been working on it and would like to share it with you. A lot of times I get questions, messages saying, hey Dan, you have a really attractive voice. I'm just wondering how you pick stocks throughout the day. And through this little short video, I'm going to show you some of the methods I've been working on and some methods that you can use as well in your own practice and hopefully become a better trader. So let's get into it. So I like to call this group of indicators the GOAT indicator. And as everybody knows, goats are the best and smartest animals, so I like to incorporate them into my trading strategy. And you would be amazed at the insight that a goat can provide you heading into the trading day. So each day I'll come down here in the morning and I'll approach the goat and I'll ask them how they're feeling about a specific stock. So I'll say, hey Lyra, how do you feel about Tesla today? And she's not interested here in the moment because she knows it's a weekend and she knows the market's closed. So she's smarter than that. She knows I'm wasting her time at this point, and her time's pretty valuable. So we'll see what the other goats have to say. That's a rooster. That's George. He's more interested in silver these days. But we've got Nancy and Edna here. And Edna is all about Tesla, big Elon Musk fan. And she was all over it on the bounce that occurred back on the February dump. There were some big gains to be had there. And all it takes is just listening into the goat, putting your ear near their mouth, and you will hear slight, subtle, vocal recognition of what you are talking about, and they can indicate a bullish or bearish position. So I'll get this information, I'll run back to the house real quick, place an order, and reward them with some nice treats. And that brings me to my next indicator, which I call the green indicator, which I will give you an example of here in a moment. So this is a very simple indicator called the green indicator, where I have one sprig is a bull and one sprig is a bear, and I will present them to the goat and ask the question, you know, what do you feel about Apple today? Is Apple a bull or a bear? And whichever one they take first, see, that's a bull. So we know Apple is bullish heading into Monday, and there's going to be a pullback. You can see the bear gets eaten as well. And we've got Leary here now. Leary's going for the bull, so that's a clear indication. We got a double goat bull heading into Monday. So we'll be looking for some upside on Apple, and we'll head on to the next indicator now. So this is another indicator I like to use. I call it the processed indicator because it allows the goat to process all the information overnight, digest it, and it's a non-emotional reaction here of their interpretation of the chart. So here we've got a SPY chart. I lay it out the night before. I come back in the morning, and you can see here, a lot of people call this goat poop, but I feel like that's a little crude of a term here, and it's a resource that can certainly be utilized. And you come out here, look at this SPY chart. We've got a double formation here at the top of the Brexit, right before the Brexit boat, and there we got the dump. Look at that. That's a triple bottom rare formation, and that's exactly where the bottom bounced up, and now we're heading to all-time highs. So this was a perfect indication leading into the Brexit bounce that let us know that we were going to have new all-time highs in the very near future. I've never seen a triple bottom there, and that little cluster, certainly an indication of the strength that was to come on the bounce. You doing some studying? Reading up on the chart. Not a good girl. Yeah, getting in on the action. See, this is you can't duplicate this. This is absolute dedication. I've trained them for 3 years to do this, and they're looking at all kinds of indicators here, and they're going to have some good information in the morning. Hey everybody, so this is our resident nerd bird, and she is the expert in commodities. And what she will do is she will study a chart and tell me what she feels is the longer term outlook of the chart. And we call her Nerd Bird because she's always got her head buried in a book or a chart. And she was really bullish on gold at 1,000, and you can see what happened there. She was telling me about gold every day. And all it takes is just listening really quietly to the animal, and she will tell you what you want to hear, and she's ready to go. So that's Nerd Bird, and that's an indicator for commodities and a resident expert here on the farm. So this is another indicator I like to use. This is the chicken coop here. This is the chicken egg indicator. So we've got some wonderful chickens here that like to give us some tips into some stock. So I'll come in here every morning and see if there's anything on the agenda here. We've got nothing on there. Let's see here. We've got oh, that's a Twitter. Okay, so that's a bull. You can see that's a nice healthy egg. That's Twitter's icon is a bird, and when you got a bird laying a Twitter egg, that is a bullish indication. And let's see what else we got in here. We got one more here. That's a TVIX. Now look at these comparisons. So we got a Twitter egg, and a TVIX egg compared to each other, and you can see how much smaller that TVIX egg is. That is a bearish indication. You don't want to be playing TVIX on a downtrend, trying to catch that bounce. And you can see the big difference between those two names right now. And we've got Edna supervising over here. She's making sure that the chickens are current and up to date on the financials. We got earnings seasons coming up, so Edna certainly keeps them on tap with what to be focusing on for the week. So that's the chicken egg indicator. So act now, and for a limited time offer only, I will send you for just $500 a copy of my new book, How to Trade Like a Goat, and also your very own baby goat in the mail to help you with your trading career. I appreciate you watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And again, remember, be the goat. Hey, big girl. How do you feel about Baba? Is Baba bullish? No? Baba boo? By you. Baba boo?